I don't know whether Ellison was doing a dance yesterday because he was so happy about this announcement, or because he may have a real coup here. And betting against Ellison has been one of the greatest fool's games in history. Man, he was on his game yesterday.
It was interesting to see Musk reply to OpenAI's post yesterday saying, quote, they don't actually have the money. So there are some fissures in here somewhere.
He was talking about SoftBank in particular, and when you look at SoftBank and what they have on hand and everything else, they don't have the money. Something we can talk. Now, they have a lot of ARM.
Jim Cramer discussed the booming AI market, emphasizing Nvidia's dominance as demand for high-end chips and data centers surges. He highlighted Larry Ellison's strategic AI investments through Oracle and noted SoftBank's financial constraints amid the industry's rapid growth. Nvidia, he said, remains a top pick due to its pivotal role in AI advancements and reducing the US-China trade deficit. Cramer pointed out emerging trends like physical AI and robotics, where Nvidia and Elon Musk-led companies are key players. He also mentioned Oracle's underappreciated value and its focus on AI-driven health computation. Despite market volatility, he remains bullish on Nvidia and other transformative tech leaders for long-term growth. Lastly, Cramer advised investors to stay cautious in volatile markets while capitalizing on opportunities in AI infrastructure and consumer discretionary stock. The AI gold rush continues, with Nvidia positioned as the clear winner.
Well,
if you want to sell some ARM, then you can have the money.
And he will not be able to address that. But if we don't ask it, then we have not done our job.
Yeah, no, I can ask it if you don't want to. But
David, we're not on a commercial.
No, sorry. All right, but so that does raise a question. Listen,
but it's shocking.
The numbers are going to be extraordinary. We know that. We talk about it every day in terms of what needs to be built to continue to support the infrastructure that needs to be powering all of these AI models, whether they be the large language models or smaller models or whatever they may be, and then the agentic world that we're all entering. We just know the numbers are enormous. You want to be in the data center business right now. At some point, you may not want to be because perhaps some of this money will not go for a great return.
Right.
But everybody's running to do it, figuring out how to finance these things. Private equity, everybody's just, it's a gold rush. It continues, and you're seeing the numbers, which are extraordinary.
Well, had there been a doubt in people's minds about Nvidia, which is at the same price as it was in June, that Nvidia may not have the orders it needs. Well, that was ended yesterday because obviously this team up would want everything it could. I also think that the whole sovereign nation kerfuffle that Biden put in at the last minute with 18 friends who can get Nvidia, that's going to be just put aside. I don't think that there is any sense that there is any water being held by that particular stricture. And by the way, Nvidia may be crucial in something that we hadn't thought of. The president wants a smaller trade deficit with China. One way to do it is to have them have all the Nvidia chips they want, provided they're not used militarily. Now, you could argue, how could that ever be? I think this president is trying to get everybody's trade deficit to go to a surplus for us. And Nvidia is the crucial way to do it. That has the most, it ain't soybean, is the real.
Yeah, where is the balance, though, Jim, between reducing the trade deficit, boosting our exports, and maintaining some semblance of safety around AI?
Well, I mean, I went to Peter Navarro yesterday and haven't had a chance to. He's doing a lot of things, but Peter would be a leader on what's going to happen with the actual intellectual property, because he's taught me the idea that intellectual property is basically something that can't be trusted once you give it to China. But I would say that I come back as putting my hat on and say, all right, Nvidia has not been able to break out since June. A lot of people feel the stock is over. And then you wake up this morning and you realize that Larry Ellison will take everyone he can have.
Yeah. I do wonder, Deirdre Bose has been doing reporting on this Chinese large language model or AI chatbot and the like, DeepSeek, which they say they have financed with a fraction of the money, that they do not have access, obviously, to the high-end compute that our AI players do, Anthropic, OpenAI, and on from there. And yet it's putting up numbers or performance numbers that are very similar. What is going on with that, and what does that mean? Nobody seems to have the answers.
When you are as visible with Nvidia as I am, you're like a magnet. Someone came up to me with a very well-capitalized outfit saying, look, we've got something that goes 10 times faster than Nvidia. And I said, well, that's terrific. I remember when when Intel had the 386, and there were companies that had something that was 10 times faster, and I don't even know where those companies went to.
Right.
I think it's scale. I think it's the ability to be able to manufacture with 45 plants going on right now. And the idea of the payback, which seems to be left out of the equation all the time. How many times has Jensen Huang said the payback is 4 to 1 the moment you get Blackwell, versus my friend Michael Sembles yesterday, who's still talking about it being a big drag on free cash flow. I am a believer that you make money when you get a Nvidia Blackwell. And that means it's got a valuable project. Valuable. He's putting together gigantic deals like he's a business person. The Stargate is planning to build so many data centers, only $500 billion worth, that the stocks of Oracle, SoftBank, ARM Holdings, and Nvidia went through the roof. This morning on Squawk on the Street, Renee Haas, CEO of ARM, told me that Stargate could create tremendous demand for all data center equipment, especially high-end chips from Nvidia. To those who thought that there might not be enough customers, Nvidia's latest and greatest product, Blackwell, think again.
Real quick, tell us that you announced at CES a partnership with NVIDIA. What is that about?
That is about building on top of NVIDIA technology, the platform that allows companies to move from lots of experimentation to scale, because you've got to onboard models. You have to have a place to have your digital twins, the digital agents be trained, and you have to have the guardrails. And right now, companies are using a lot of tools, but they don't have that. It's super exciting. And then we're taking real use cases like in physical AI. We announced work we're doing together with Kion. Physical AI is what you're going to hear next year. I'm telling you right now, that is the next thing.
Physical AI.
Physical AI.
Write that down, Frank.
So much of this money, you can consider this free money for NVIDIA. They are the real winner here. It's not the other companies that are making this announcement with President Trump. NVIDIA is going to get a big chunk of these enormous piles of cash that we keep talking about. And yes, Elon Musk, by the way, he's built his own full tech stack in a really rapid amount of time at that Colossus Center outside of Memphis, Tennessee, and we're seeing now OpenAI come out with its own answer to that. Not just one center, but they're talking about multiple of these big supercomputer clusters throughout the United States, starting in Texas, which, to Kate's point, this has already been in the works. They're already constructing that first Stargate data center right now.
Another one who you've admired is Jensen Huang of NVIDIA. You famously on CNBC called the bottom, I think.
There you go.
It's already had, though, a huge run-up. Was one of the best performing stocks in the market last year. Is it still the darling that you always thought?
It is. It is. I'm pounding the table every
More
time.
runway. You don't worry about the fact that at some point the acceleration in growth slows down.
It won't. Not for the foreseeable future. And there are upside opportunities if we just take robots and robotics, which people start to talk about. The two leading companies in the world are the Elon Musk companies and NVIDIA when it comes to next generation robotics. And those are markets that are enormous. Are they 3 years out, 5 years out, 7 years out? Don't know, but it will happen in a very profound way. And there are only a couple companies that are the leaders in the world. And it's NVIDIA and it's Elon and his circle of wonderful companies.
Anyone out there in the market that you don't think is being appreciated right now, that is on the leading edge?
I think Oracle, for a long time, we talked about it, was underappreciated. It's more appreciated today, but it's still underappreciated, I think, in many ways. When you have Larry Ellison going to work every day, doing algorithms around AI, computation, thinking about the implications for health, I would continue to bet big on Larry Ellison.
Let's do some finals. You got something on App Lovin', Joe,
I do.
right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Last Wednesday, I gave as my final trade App Lovin'. I said that for a trade, I believed you could buy the stock. It was at $336 at the time. I said use a stop at $300. Here we are at $360, $365-ish. You have to raise the stop to the entry price. There is no way that you should lose money on this trade. You're either making money or you're scratching the trade out.
Okay. Shannon, what you got for us?
We're a little bit more constructive on discretionary here, especially with the potential ceiling on energy prices, gas prices, and then the expansion of real wage growth, which we think could result from small business optimism and spending, capital expenditure. So we think that's a good spot.
All right. Consumer discretionary. And Weiss, last but certainly not least.
Never. IBIT, look, 2% volatility either way each day, but I still think it's going to work out.
Thank you, everybody.
Nvidia continues to dominate the AI infrastructure space, with its technology critical to meeting growing demands for data centers and reducing the US-China trade deficit. Oracle, led by Larry Ellison, is gaining attention for its AI advancements, particularly in health applications. Emerging trends like physical AI and robotics, spearheaded by Nvidia and Elon Musk's ventures, are expected to drive the next wave of innovation. The AI market is in a gold rush, with investments flooding into infrastructure and private equity. While concerns about growth sustainability exist, Nvidia's strong performance and Oracle's AI-driven strategies highlight significant opportunities. Meanwhile, consumer discretionary stocks may benefit from stabilizing energy prices and expanding real wage growth. What role do you see AI playing in transforming global trade and economic dynamic? Are you optimistic about physical AI and robotics reshaping industries in the near future?